Mike Adams, Up North Journal here today. We're at Spot Shooters over in Holly, Michigan at their pro shop, and today we're talking with Paul Penix, Regional Sales Manager for PSC. And Paul, I understand you've got some exciting new products to help archers maintain their bows.
We do, Mike. We have some great products from a company in New York called Scorpion Venom. They've been out for a couple years now, and I'm surprised at the shows I go to that people don't recognize the Scorpion Venom name yet. There's some dealers around the country that are not carrying the products. And the whole point of this video is to share that information with our bow hunting and archery brothers and sisters so that they have that tool to maintain their products. They're paying a lot of money for bows and arrows. Even entry-level bows and arrows are pretty expensive. And it's just like anything. You maintain it, and it's going to last a lifetime, basically. And it's the best way to get the most out of your string and cables, which, by the way, is the weakest point on any bow and arrow. And we're going to show them how to maintain those, make that life a lot better, and make their shooting experience a lot nicer.
Well, let's get a bow they got over here hanging on the rack, and let's get started. Well, what bow do you have there, Paul?
Mike, I picked up a PSC Bow Madness. No offense to any other manufacturers. I had to grab a PSC. Pete wouldn't understand, okay?
I hear you.
And we put a Whisker Biscuit on this. He has this on here and had it installed. And it's a great beginning for a brand new product that they just introduced at the ATA show in January. It's Whisker Biscuit. There's a lot of people that don't believe in them. They really badmouth and say a lot of bad things. But, folks, this has kept more people shooting archery than any one single thing that has come along in archery in the last 20 years. You know, you had to be above that novice to keep an arrow on the rest, and Whisker Biscuit takes the work out of doing that. So there are some problems with it. It is full contact when the vanes pass over it. It is really, really hard on feathers. So vanes is a recommended fletching to use with a Whisker Biscuit. You lose feet per second. It's noisy. If it gets wet and you're out in in colder weather, it'll gather ice and things like that. So the guys at the Scorpion Venom developed a Whisker Biscuit spray. Now, John Dreher, John Legalbo, the owners of Scorpion Venom, are chemists. They're scientists. And they have made a whole series of products that have no smell. That's the key. We're talking about a target archer doesn't care, but a bow hunter, it's essential that you treat your bow and have your bow maintained with products that have no smell. Now, we've had some great products in the past, but they all have a smell. They all have a petroleum base to them. They have a Teflon base to them, something with some smell. And these guys have figured out a way that everything I'm going to show you today, with the exception of two products, have no smell. And these two other products are a completely different line. So the Whisker Biscuit spray, when sprayed on the Whisker Biscuit, it takes the noise out. Now, does it reduce noise? Some people are going to say, does it take all the noise out? No, not all of it, but it takes it down to such a level that it's manageable. Okay. And when you're in a dead still woods and you draw that bow back, you're not going to hear that shh and have a deer look up at you. It's going to be one of those things where it's going to knock the noise down so that you'll be able to hear it, because you've got the bow right in your face, but the deer, ways away, is not going to be able to pick you out of the tree stand. So the other thing it does, it waterproofs the biscuit, so those rain situations are not a problem anymore, and it lubricates the bristles, so the fletching passing through, number one, it takes the speed reduction down to a very, very minuscule amount. It's negligible now. And it doesn't have the deleterious effects on the fletching. It doesn't wrinkle it up and tear it up, and it's not hard on it. And so the spray, they have like a little aluminum can. It's like the Banaka breast spray stuff. Mm-hmm. And if cameraman can show me doing this, this is how simple this is. We're going to spray one there. We're going to spray one over here. We're going to go to the front side and spray it on here and spray it on this side. That's it. The capillary action of this product will seep through all the bristles, and then as you use it, it'll disperse it around the biscuit more. And the bottom of the biscuit is the harder bristles. That's the support bristle. That's where the fletching does not go through. Your cock vein should be straight up on this biscuit. You don't need anything down here, but on the sides, if you spray it at 2 o'clock and you spray over here at 7 o'clock, you should be good on both sides of the biscuit. And that's it. And they have a great slogan on their packaging.
You told me this back at one of the shows.
Don't risk it. Spray your biscuit.
And as I was telling people about this at the different shows, I got their attention with that, and it's always,
don't risk it. Spray your biscuit. Don't risk it, spray your biscuit. Remember, don't risk it, spray your biscuit.
Well, how often do you need to apply this? Let's say you're out the target range, you're shooting, getting ready for preseason, and time to go out in the woods, and you're hunting on a regular basis, say 2 or 3 times a week. Do you need to apply this every time you go out?
Once a week.
Okay.
Once a week. If you're shooting 3 or 4 times a week and you're getting ready for season, once a week is plenty. And the cool thing, because it has no smell, it's hunting season. I forgot. But you got it in your fanny pack. Put it in a tree stand and just squirt it right on while you're waiting for the deer, while you're passing time, waiting for the deer to come by. So it's all these products you can fill around with these things right in the tree stand because they have no smell. Now, should you be diligent, be paying attention what's going on? Sure.
Right.
But there's those times where, you've just got hours that nothing's going on, and you're enjoying the scenery and the solitude and the peace and quiet and everything else. And this is something to make the time pass, if you needed to. Not that you're going to go to the woods and do that, but if you needed to.
But that way you can put it right in your fanny pack. You've got it handy. If it so happens if you forget it, you
Sure.
remember while you're in the tree stand.
Exactly right. And this little can would probably last the average guy a year.
Okay.
And so unless he's shooting arrows 12 months a year, 52 weeks a year, shooting thousands of arrows, a month, this can will last our average brother bow hunter, sister bow hunter, a year.
Not only that, it helps maintain the life of that bristle. If it lubricates, it's going to last longer.
Exactly. And it's easier on your fletching, so you're refletching less often. And children and young people, this is simple. This is absolutely, you're going to buy a Whisker Biscuit for anywhere from $40 to $80. And the way to make that life last a lot longer and take care and maintain that, it's just like changing oil in your car. You wouldn't think about driving your car all year without doing something to maintain it and get that old oil and those old dirts, and the oil's all oxygenated out and it's not doing this lubricating process. You got to change it. And this you don't have to change, but you do have to reapply it.
Okay.
So the Whisker Biscuit Whisker Biscuit spray is one of the coolest things that's come along. And the argument that people make about using a Whisker Biscuit, it just addresses every issue that everybody has with it, and it makes it a viable product.